10.
All right. Welcome to Practical Shooting After Dark. We on deck today, Mr. Matt.
Hi.
Hello. From Canada, Mr. Birdie.
What's up, fuckers?
Wow. Okay. My name's Ben. Jesus. Woo.
Oh, what's
That
up,
That's
sucks,
guys?
right?
these
Hey,
French
this is
Canadians
After
are
Dark.
spicy, guys. They're spicy. All right, you guys know the rules. You come on the show with a topic, talk about this week in shooting, whatever you did this week, show and tell, where you bring an item on, you show it, you tell about it, you describe it for the audio rip listeners, of course, because you'd be holding a dildo for all they know, and well, they hear some giggling, but they wouldn't know shit. And then you could possibly talk about something that triggers you, something that pisses you off. Who'd like to go first?
Well, yeah.
You have the most interesting. You have actually something interesting to talk about. The rest of it's just
Yeah.
bullshit. But you went to a place and did an interesting thing. So maybe you should tell us about it.
Yeah, so I was in Czech Republic for the Extreme Euro Open. I actually shot with Kimi and a bunch of other really good
You
guys.
shot with a bunch of
And
guys that I know, actually.
yeah, a lot of Americans. So I was in the
Well, and
American squad.
you had the Swedish guy in there too, didn't you? Uh-oh.
Well, it was really interesting. I mean, the whole match by itself, it was my second year there, and it just confirmed that like it's such an awesome match. And it was like there's no like just the stage design. You never shoot a speed shoot. It's never static. It's just the pure fun of
Yeah, I
IPSC.
mean,
Yeah, I'm throwing.
it's way too much. So like,
Yeah.
you gotta, like, let's start from the top. How many stages is it?
Yeah, okay. So it's 30 stages.
How many
You
days?
shoot 3 days.
3 half days,
And
yeah?
yeah, half days. So you shoot from 7 to 1 and like 1 to 7. So like either one. So you switch. One day it's
It's
morning,
a tough
then it's
day, you
after.
know. You're resetting all the targets and doing all that.
Oh fuck no, you're doing nothing. You're actually.
I got you.
So you look at the stage, people patch, people call everything. You load your mag, you shoot, then you go to the next stage and you just wait. And you look people shoot and you shoot. And it goes like this
In
for
30
3 days.
stages of competition, how many moving targets would you guess there were?
There was like one activator for every stage, minimum one. So every stage they had a popper that activates something. So there was like minimum, there was probably around, I would say 25 swingers or more. There were bobber targets, the one they just show up and come back down. There was slider. There was just you shoot a popper and it shows a hidden target. There was everything. Every stages had
Moving
something
plates
that
also, right?
yeah, moving plates, just two plates.
Uh-oh. What's going on here with this internet?
It's probably on hotel Wi-Fi.
Are you on hotel Wi-Fi, Alex?
Oh yeah, so it's pretty bad.
Yeah,
So
you
I
just
don't
cut
know if
out for a
the
second. That's cool, though.
okay. So
So,
I'll just
so anyway, what was the difficulty level of the match, would you say?
well, the difficulty, I mean, it's there was if you look at it, all the targets were doable. So even like a normal shooter can shoot anything at like an open target at 30 yards, like they're gonna do fine. So what really matter, like what makes it difficult and technical is when you try to push it and like you try to shoot the popper and then you want to try to shoot a plate and a target with a no shoot before shooting the swinger. That's when you really see like the top guys and the difference between the top guys and the regular shooters.
Yeah.
So,
So, well, I don't know if this is Matt's opinion, but in a lot of people's opinion who've been there, I've been there a few times. I've also shot in the extreme matches in other parts of the world, and which is partially the same crew.
yep.
Matt, you shot this match. Alex, you've shot. I think in a lot of people's opinion, this is sort of the gold standard for what a major match could be.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everything is well run. We did see a couple of things that like maybe were a bit annoying at first, but it got settled down like after the first day.
So the stages got moved around or something like that. I
No, it
don't
was
know.
more on the RO inconsistency,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
I mean, yeah. So that's nothing major. Otherwise, I mean, the stages are definitely what you want to be looking at for in terms of difficulty and technicality for like a big major match for sure.
Yeah. No, I mean, if anything, like me looking at I mean, I've shot there, but looking at the stages from this year, it was almost like they needed maybe some stages with a little bit less movement of the shooter. I mean, less
Mhm.
shooter movement and more stand and blast. But that's just for diversities. I mean, no match is perfect or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, I know what you mean. So there's not like at World Shoot there would be like stages that you don't have to move actually and just bring the gun up and straight shooting skills and speed shoot more type of like.
Yeah.
But yeah, this match there was nothing. Even the short courses had multiple position, Cooper tunnel, moving target, like steal and move and stuff like that. So like all the stages had something pretty technical.
Yeah.
That I mean, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I guess what I know what you mean in
No,
terms
no
of
match. I mean, no match is perfect in terms of diversity. Like, if any one person or
yeah,
one crew, like the people know each other well enough that they become a crew, they develop a style, and the stages are built in that style. I think
yeah,
that the style of that match is great, um, but there's always going to be stuff that could be more diverse or different or whatever. You know what I mean?
yep, totally. But in terms of plain fun to shoot, it is one of the best experience I've ever had.
I've never seen a smoother running match or experience anywhere, especially
Yeah.
considering how many stages you get done, what the
And the number of
experience is
people.
like there. Yeah, I mean it's great. There's some reasons that it can be done, like the cheap labor in Eastern Europe makes it easier to have the resetters to reset the stages for you. But you know,
Yeah.
all that hadn't
They
been said.
went to
Great
an
job.
added schedule. So now they do like a pre-match, which is almost as full as the main match, right?
Yeah, they do like two main matches now.
I mean, they're looking to expand the number of possible entries and the amount of money they can make. Honestly,
Hmm.
I think they were going to go to 5 day, like 6 stage a day for 5 days, like a world shoot format, and I think there was some pushback on that.
They're definitely, yeah, there was. They talked about that though.
Yeah,
Well, personally, for me, it was a deal breaker. Like, I wanted to do the match again, but when they said like it was a 5 days, I was like, oh, okay, so do I get to shoot more? No, you actually shoot less every day and you stay longer. And for me, it was just like, oh, well, never mind then.
yeah. There's a reason a world shoot's only once every 3 years. Just
Yeah,
like it sucks up a lot of time. How much time were
yeah.
we in France for that shit? Like 10 days? It sucked up.
Yeah, I think 10 or 11 days. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time. All right, well, Alex, great. So what would be your main takeaway or message to people about that match?
Well, try it. And actually, like, so you get there and you realize how European shooters take this sport seriously.
Yeah,
And like,
they really do.
even they shoot alphas, they shoot accurately. And I mean, yeah, they take it seriously.
Um,
So
I,
it's really an eye opener.
I've been pushing for more Americans to go shoot matches overseas for a while, and I'm happy to see a crew of them finally doing it.
Yeah.
My sense is that I've been successful overseas, and that's been good for me domestically as well. And other guys see this, and since we're a competitive bunch, guys want to go learn and get better at shooting. And you can learn a lot. If you're an American, you can learn a lot going to Europe and shooting there, like
Oh yeah,
straight up.
I agree.
Um, yeah, if you're a European, you can learn a lot coming to the U.S. and shooting here. That's
definitely.
also true.
It's
Um,
a different, they're different flavors.
It is. So you're going to get the speed, the more dynamic American style, and the competition here. Like we're a really big IPSC region, so we have a lot of heat, a lot of really good shooters here. But you're going to get some more horsepower on the field courses as a European if you come and train here. Yeah.
Yep.
But hey, It's all good. Um, I've learned a lot personally. Like I cannot tell you how much I've learned and developed as a shooter, and a little bit as a person, mostly as a shooter, to travel around and shoot different regions, like shooting in Canada and South America, like it, like everywhere. I mean, I shot all over the place, and it's a little different everywhere you go, and it's different challenges a little bit, and you always learn something new. And it's always good. So
Oh yeah, and
if you have the time and the money, you should fucking do it.
I got to shoot with Gaston as well, and
I told you
that
that
was funny.
hey,
Oh, he was
Alex,
there?
Yeah,
of course. Now, Alex, you got to admit, like all of the guys that are my friends, like they're all fun, aren't they?
yeah, like all more fun than me, that's for sure.
That's not true. You can rage it up
The-
pretty hard when you want to.
yeah, but Gaston is just overall such a nice guy, and just we had a bunch of
He's
good
so
time.
funny.
Oh yeah, he's funny.
Do you see? I fly to South America just to hang out with that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I really like Gaston.
Yeah, we have a good time. So if I tell you a guy's solid, he's going to be a lot of fun. I promise you. If we had a practical shooting drinking game, we'd have you'd probably win that thing.
Yeah. All right. So that's pretty much sums it up.
All right, um, Matt, do you want to go or do you want me to?
I have something quick. It's not really, so it's this week in shooting.
All right, what'd you do this week?
So one of the matches I shot or maybe a month or so ago, I had some issues with some longer targets on classic targets. And so I basically shot the match on Saturday, had the issues, went out on Sunday and practiced it, trying to figure out what to do and what to fix it. And basically it came down to I wasn't like feeling on the wall of the trigger where it pauses there and actually pressing straight through that. I was just trying to press all the way straight through the trigger. And I wasn't getting the shots I liked on the far targets. So I worked on that, isolated that exact skill, and like corrected it for later. And it's something so I didn't even think about it in like a walkthrough or anything, pausing on that to try to verify the sight and actually make sure pressing the trigger straight to the rear. So on a target with that kind of difficulty, they were like 25-yard classics, and I dropped quite a few points on them, so.
There's going to be some points down.
Yeah. So it was a good lesson to learn and like refocus on a tougher shot, which is not so popular in the U.S. That distance and that difficulty.
Now, it seems in the U.S. it either is like really close or it's like we're going to hammer you with penalties if you fuck it up, and there's not a whole lot in the middle.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. That's too bad. But whatever.
It's the way it is, guys.
Yeah, well,
All right, Matt, you're right. I like to tell people about, or I almost think of it as a like focus on the trigger, right?
Right. Yeah, and I just skipped that.
And I could say this from like I do a lot of classes, obviously. If somebody's fucking up at longer range or in more difficult shots, it is very infrequently is the sight alignment the issue. You know, it's going to be trigger control. Press the trigger back. Don't move the gun.
Well, that's the easiest thing. Like, sights are easy. You can teach somebody to do that in about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But trying to get them to pull the trigger without, like, misaligning the sights when you do it is the hardest thing.
It's not an easy thing to do. And it's especially when you're mixing in longer, harder shots with, you know, close range, fast shooting, and then a desire to run around quickly and reload and, you know, go fast. Like, yeah. It's a hard thing to learn. Well, we're going to keep working on it, though. All right. Time for me to do some show and tell, guys. I'm holding up a gun. If you're an audio rip listener, it is a polymer, all black, obviously. I mean, kind of like Batman, right? Does it come in black? Yeah, so I have an all black, this polymer thing that you probably haven't seen before. It's not a pretty gun. I won't lie to you guys. Would you say it's pretty? Anybody?
Looks
No,
pretty basic.
It is. It's utilitarian, right? It's like, as girlfriends go, it'd be like the most plain Jane, maybe a little bit fugly. I'm not going to lie, maybe a fugly girlfriend. That's okay. They're loyal, you know? They're okay. I shouldn't go with the girl analogy, should I? All right.
It's fine.
All right. So the strange thing about this gun is it has an optic on the back of it, which is not something I'm particularly interested in as a shooter. But I have it. I actually have a set of these.
Not at all.
Not particularly. You know what I mean? What I like about this is a way for me to shoot a gun with a dot on it. That's not an open gun.
See, that's why it's like kind of interesting to me.
What I don't like about open guns is the fucking ammo. Like that's what I don't like. Like to be honest.
The reliability.
Yeah, the reliability and the ammo. Like I don't like that stuff. So this is a way to shoot open without really shooting open. Like let's be real, that's what that is. Okay, so the gun is a P Match Pro, Polymer Match Pro. Obviously, it's made by Tanfoglio. So the reason I have these with dots on them is they're fairly insistent about sending me these, which is fine. Like, but I don't need more production guns. I got production guns coming on my ass here. So I was like, well, this is a way that I can have a carry optics. This is actually a production optics gun. If you look close at it, the slide has not been milled. So this would be okay for production optics. I talked to a few people about dots, which is the dot to get. I have the 2.5 MOA Delta Point Pro. These are the ones that don't fuck up, apparently. We'll see about that. Kim,
the least. That?
Yeah, they fuck up the least. That's why I have more than one, Matt. I mean, let's be real. Yeah, I imagine you're still going to tear these things up, but this is the one with the best reputation without me looking at it too hard. I mean, I don't know that much about the dots, and don't bother leaving it in the comments because I don't really care that much. I just want the thing to put a dot up, and I want the bullet to go where the dot is, and I want it to not break. That's what I want. I'm a simple man. Okay, so I got these. Anyway, Tanfoglio's throwing guns at me. I had the boys set this one up and another one to be a carry optics gun. It's not actually legal yet in carry optics.
Why not?
How come?
It's not on the list for that. EA is remedying it, so it will be illegal. Okay, so let's talk about the upsides. This gun is functional, reliable. I thought the recoil. The thing that surprised me, I thought the recoil would suck, going to a plastic gun. I thought the recoil would be kind of a pain, but with the way the recoil, like it has a heavier recoil spring than normal because the increased slide mass from the dot riding on there, and the whole thing balances out to the recoil is not obnoxious at all. You know, it's very controllable. It's fine. The downside to this gun is that it's different size than a stock 2. So that means the boys had to make me holsters. So I had a couple holsters made up that fit these guns. If these things get popular, holsters obviously will come on the market. I don't know if that'll happen. I kind of doubting it at this point. And the frame is a little different. It has it's a little wider up at the top around the safety. And I don't really care. Maybe you like wider, maybe you don't. The point is that this is slightly different than a stock 2, which is a little annoying that I need a different holster for it. But I don't know. Aside from that, it's been a functional gun so far. It's been fine. I'm learning shooting it. I don't know if I'll be making my way to shoot any carry optics at any matches. We will see how I feel about that. I'm kind of preferring limited at this point if I'm going to shoot anything other than production.
Have you done much stage work with it with the added capacity?
Yeah, I don't think the capacity is a big deal from a training perspective. It's really not. It's not a big deal.
It makes a pretty big difference in actually shooting a match, though.
Well, as far as how you will approach stages, yes, it makes a big difference. The thing that I like about it's kind of like IPSC, Matt. Well, it's like if we have a few extra rounds, it's like I'll take that target on the move. Like I will shoot that steel more aggressively because if I need to throw an extra at it, no big deal. So it'll help that way, for sure. Yep. As far as training with a dot and how that affects your iron sights game, you see more what you're doing for sure. So it's interesting that way. It's been a good experiment for me. It's been fun. I don't know where I'll go with it, but I thought I'd show the gun off. So if you're interested in buying these, EAA has them. They're not a ton of money, I don't think. what I think they street price on this is 600-ish, 650. I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass. I really don't know how much they cost, but it's definitely going to be less than a stock two. If I don't see the point to buying this for production, to be honest, because we already have stock twos.
And pretty cheap.
Yeah.
What if you didn't want
it?
it? What if you didn't have a stock two and want to get a combination gun and shoot both production and production optics / carry optics?
Yeah, this would be good. That's actually a good point because the mount on here, I think this is Henning's. So
Yeah.
this is Henning's dovetail mount for the Delta Point Pro. So they just pound this on here, and
But is it easy to take off and just put back iron sights? I mean, it looks like
as hard
it's
as
too
it
much
is to
trouble.
mount a sight.
So for me, I would just rather buy another gun or another top slide or anything. Just
Yeah,
too
of
much
course.
trouble.
This is not stuff that I would do. I'm with you, Alex. I'm pretty lazy. I will trade money for convenience pretty much every time. Yeah, so you could do that, Matt, if you're price sensitive or something, or you just like to fuck around with your gear. But like, I wouldn't buy this for production because we have stock twos. But if they get out into the world, there's holster availability. It would be reasonable for carry optics. I don't know if it's more attractive than any other guns out there. I don't know.
You don't even know what it costs, so
I have no idea. Like, I'm not sure. Like, to me, I don't give a fuck what it costs personally. Like, if I were buying it myself, like if it's $1,100 and I like it and it's the gun, okay, I'm buying it. Yeah, Match Pro. It's the opposite of what you think. The regular P Match is the one with a mag weld that's single action only. This is the Pro, which I think means production. So no mag weld and a double single trigger. Matt, I think the gun is like the least of what you spend on anything, right?
yeah, by far.
Yeah. So, okay. So anyway, let's recap. Not what I would buy for production today. Stock twos. I think the pro shop's keeping stock twos in stock a little bit now. They don't just like blow out right away. So like there is enough of them in the country that it's like they're gettable. So long as you don't live in California, you can get one pretty easily. So this is not the way to go for that. But for optics, for other stuff, man, dude, I don't know. It's a little big for carry, but whatever. It is an interesting gun. I like it. I'll say this: I like it more than I thought I would. It's been pretty tame to shoot. It's been reliable. It's been good. It's like, oh, okay, this is
Looks like it's around
pretty
like
shootable.
$585 cost wise.
600, like on the
Yeah.
street price. That's not a
Like
lot.
that's the price of the optic.
No, the optics not that much. I think they're
Oh, okay.
$299. They're not
What's
bad.
that?
Oh, really? For Delta
$299 or
Point?
$350. Yeah,
Shit. Okay.
Yeah,
they went down in price.
Yeah, I don't remember what I paid for mine, but I think it was maybe $700 for two of them is what I paid, something like that. It wasn't obnoxious. It was okay. And then Henning had the mounts already, so it was not complicated to get those on there. And then as far as the internal parts, most of the stock 2 stuff worked internally as far as fucking around with the internals of the gun. So,
Well,
Who did the trigger
that's-
on it?
Derek Guthrie, Practically Perfect Performance. But you're right, I got to plug him. at Practically Perfect Performance. Yeah, he did other guns for me. He's doing good work, so I dig that. Anyway, I will shoot it and see how it goes. I have the other convenient thing is the base pads for carry optics are the same as the base pads for limited.
Oh,
You just
nice.
you just use a 9mm tube instead of the 40 caliber tube, and then it's the same spring and follower and shit going into the 130.
Yeah, because you guys are shooting a large frame anyways.
Yeah, so it's very convenient that way as well.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So if you happen to have large amounts of Tanfoglio shit laying around your house, this integrates pretty well, except for needing a different holster.
Yeah, if you keep breaking mags like me, you'll get a bunch of base pads laying around.
Do you keep breaking the mags? But you
I don't
practice
know.
on an indoor, like a hard surface, don't you?
Yeah, that's why. That's why they keep breaking. Like they don't like concrete floor.
Well,
Yeah.
that is a thing
Anyways.
that will happen. Whew. Okay, let's move on to some questions, guys. First one: do you think the attitude you bring to practice is more important than the practice itself?
That's the question?
Yeah, I think it's a great question, actually.
Yeah.
Kind of, it's pretty clear that from the way the guy's asked you the question, he knows the answer.
I mean, like if you go practice to just practice and dump rounds, like what are you accomplishing? Like, but like if you go there with like the right mindset and making sure every round you're shooting has it like you're learning something out of it. So you're just overall it's going to be a better practice session.
All
I
right.
Is
think
that
Well, let me put it this way: there's a big difference in mindset between a guy who's like, yeah, so I'm going to go to the range and do an El Presidente. El Presidente is you turn and you shoot two on each target. So you shoot 6 shots, you reload, and then you shoot 6 shots more. And 6 seconds is pretty good with a production gun on that. That's a pretty good place to try and get to. There's a big difference between that mindset and then the guy who's like, yeah, so I'm going to the range. I'm really working on like my gun manipulation and sort of mid-range, high-speed shooting. So I'm going to be doing El Presidente, and I'm going to really try to like snap my head around and do a quick draw, get the gun up on target, and I'll be doing target-focused shooting and really hammering those targets that I'm going to like make sure I look down at the gun and nail a good reload there and get back on my grip and come back up and be doing that target-focused shooting. So I'm really trying to get better at mid-range shooting, and I'm doing El Presidente.
Mhm.
There's a big difference between those two things, even though you're doing the same drill.
Yeah, you're breaking down everything.
Yes.
Like
And one thing demonstrates understanding of what the fuck you're trying to accomplish,
exactly.
and the other thing doesn't.
Yep.
so. I
Yeah,
took
that
it as
totally
a
makes
different
sense.
question than that.
Oh, what did you take it as, Matt?
So I took it as how your attitude is like when you're actually out there shooting, not as so like if you have like a not so great attitude, like work on shooting up to the ability that you are with that attitude, because you could have that during a match, like a multiple day match. You could actually have that.
Yeah. No, you're right. But
Like
you'd
it's not
even,
always going to be perfect.
yeah, you'd even say like, hey, yeah, your attitude's important.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. But like to learn that, yeah, you obviously don't want to have a bad attitude, but like it happens sometimes, or like not perfect circumstances and everything, and like working through that is good also. Like you can learn from that, or what
Yeah,
you need to do to change it, so you don't have to worry about it.
absolutely. All right. What is the suggested method for empty gun on the table start for a production shooter? And I remember when I got this question, I read it. I'm like, I don't know what production shooter has to do with it. So I'm thinking like, does he mean like stuffing mags? And then I got a clarification. He said, okay, gun, start unloaded, mag out, lying flat on the table. So I'm still not sure how production's relevant, but what is the
And because
suggested
it's
method?
not a magwell,
I guess. I don't know.
that'd be the only thing I can think of.
Okay. So
This
Mm.
it's pretty basic. Go ahead, Alex.
Well, I
Alex,
mean,
this is a good Alex question.
I mean, you're gonna put like you're gonna line the gun and the mag the same way if whatever the gun is. So, like, is he like, how do I stuff my my mags into the mag pouch, or just how do I load the gun straight up?
I think it's just loading the gun only, right?
So I
Load the
mean,
gun.
I don't know. Like, you
You're
want to
trying to
get
make it more
specific?
complicated than it is, right?
You just pick up each.
Yeah, each with each hand,
Pick
and
them
you
up,
just
put it
align
together,
it,
rack it
put it
up.
together.
Yeah, you pick them up just like you're normally going to do a reload with a mag.
You might dig the gun deep into the table to get a high grip, but I mean,
The only change from a regular reload is picking both of them up at the same time, right? And then you actually have to take your hand off the gun after you get the magazine in to rack the slide.
Yes, that's what you're doing.
And then you go back to your grip like you're doing a reload.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Don't think about it too hard. Put the mag in the gun, rack the gun, get on a good grip, and shoot your stage.
One thing I've noticed, a trick for me is actually looking at the slide after I insert the magazine in. Like I look the mag in, and then look at on the slide where I want to grab it
Yeah, that
Yeah.
helps
to
a
rack
lot.
it, so you don't miss it.
Yeah, look at what you're doing. It's a
Yeah,
good,
that's
good
the
way of looking
biggest
at it.
thing I found on those
Yeah.
when you actually have to rack the slide is look at where you're wanting to rack it, like where you want to put the hand. Because I missed it before and it's caused quite a bit of
Yeah, or you
time
just
loss.
like half rack it
Yeah,
and it
exactly.
just doesn't chamber it around. Just yeah, that's frustrating.
It is. All right, guys. Well, pretty sure that's all the time we have for tonight. Alex, thank you so much for coming on. Matt, thank you.
Yep.
Listeners, if you have a question you'd like the answer to, or you want to, I don't know, get Matt triggered about something, go over to bensnigger.com. Send me your question. We'd love to hear from you. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you.